I am Mark Miller, professor of political science at Clark University in Worcester, Massachusetts. And it is my great pleasure to present this citation for the co-winners of the best paper presented by undergraduate students at the 2019 meeting of the Midwest Political Science Association. The winning papers are entitled Identifying Logics of Violence in the Spatial Distribution of Brazilian Prison Gang Attacks by Silvio Moreno, University of Chicago. And secondly, how characteristics of members of the House of Representatives and the political environment affect the use of political attacks on Twitter by Jacob Sargent, Spencer Shelnut, and Nicholas Diaz, all from Clemson University. Identifying Logics of Violence in the Spatial Distribution of Brazilian Prison Gang Attacks by Silvia Moreno of the University of Chicago examines how violence by organized gangs in Brazil is used by these groups to influence public policy decisions. Using an original data set, the paper utilizes spatial analysis to determine patterns of prison gang influence in Fortaleza, Brazil. Prison gangs have formed well-connected networks in Brazil, gaining national influence, imposing codes of conduct, forming transnational alliances, and lobbying against public policies they see as unfavorable. The paper finds that coordinated prison gang attacks in the city have the goal of high visibility and impact on decision makers while minimizing deaths and serious injuries. The paper concludes that government policy should aim toward preventing gang attacks in strategic locations. Policy should also focus on improving community connections. In order to diminish the frequency and intensity of the gang attacks, the state should focus not only on repressive responses to crime, but also on socially conscious, preventative solutions to the factors driving crime in the first place. The co-winning paper, How Characteristics of Members of the House of Representatives and the Political Environment Affect the Use of Political Attacks on Twitter, by Jacob Sargent, Spencer Shelnut, and Nicholas Diaz from Clemson University, explores how and when US representatives use negative attacks on Twitter. Using an original data set, the authors examined the entire Twitter history, that's over 1.4 million tweets, sent by every House member of the 115th Congress. The authors developed an artificial intelligence model using natural language processing to code the tweets. The paper finds that party leaders are more likely than others to use negative attack tweets, as are members from the ideological extremes of their respective parties. On the other hand, members from competitive districts are less likely to use attacks. The paper also finds that representatives learn from public reaction to prior negative tweets, meaning that negative tweets increase when attacks in general are getting more public attention. On behalf of the selection committee, it has been my pleasure to present the citation for the co-winners of the award for the best paper presented by undergraduate students at the 2019 meeting of the Midwest Political Science Association. Congratulations to both winners. Thank you.